And when you got there, did you see your dad?
Yes, sir.
What kind of condition was he in? What was his demeanor?
Yeah, his demeanor was, he was destroyed. He was heartbroken. I walked in the door and saw him and gave him a hug and just broken down.
So the Murdaugh murder trials continue in South Carolina. The accused killer's son taking the stand. Alex Murdaugh's lawyer is calling Buster Murdaugh to testify as the first witness for the defense. We saw Alex at times beaming with pride, other times crying heavily while his son was testifying about the night that his father told him that his mom and his brother had been killed. And joining us right now, jury consultant, behavioral analysis expert, and the president of the Human Behavior Academy, Susan Constantine. I love talking to you. This is also fascinating. I want to talk about Dad first because we actually brought the trial on our air here on News Nation, and I'm watching Alex Murdaugh as his son gets in that witness stand, and he's beaming with pride. He's just so proud of his son being strong enough to do this. Then at other times, he breaks completely down. So what can you tell us about Alex's body language?
Well, just exactly what you're talking about. There are moments where he is feeling pride for what, Buster is doing for him. So you often will see that when he's leaning forward and you see a smile and he's listening to how Buster is being strong and he's testifying. And hopefully that he's doing it in his, to help his father, not to overextend himself, but to actually support his father. So when we're looking at emotions, it's really interesting to look at where we find the context. What's the context? So listen to what is being stated, listen to how Buster responds, look at how Alex is, and also emoting. So all of that tells a story. Those are what we call points of interest, and actually code them. So when I see him talking about times of the murder, when he had when they first found out about it, Buster did, and then you look at Alex, and then when you look at Alex, he does a lot of emotion that's around in his mouth. That's where he holds his emotion. Inside the mouth are all these really tiny little capillaries, and you see him pushing his tongue around. His jaw will move. You'll even see kind of some tensing right here in his and this is all indicative of a lot of emotional stress.
Well, it's interesting because Buster takes the stand. We're all captivated to hear what the defense witness is going to say, but my eyes immediately go to Alex. So what was Buster's body language, if any? I mean, it just didn't seem like he emoted so much. He stayed very composed, cool under this intense pressure.
And I'm so glad you brought that up because I think it's really important to understand that lack of emotion doesn't mean lack of feeling, okay? Mm-hmm. He is a very stoic individual. He processes information inwardly, but I will tell you, he does leak and conceal his emotions. Even though he comes across strong and in control, you can also hear it through the cracking of his voice. When he tries to conceal it, hold it back, it'll crack. And then you can see this, what we call the chin boss. It'll actually kind of wrinkle up and dimple. So he's trying to force himself from not getting emotional. So he does a good job in testifying.
How strong? Yeah, this was a great witness for the defense, right? Do you think it's going to help change any jurors' minds?
I think it will, because just watching, the jurors are, they're looking at both parties. It's like a motion picture. They're not stupid, right? They've been watching the trial all the way throughout, watching Alex's response. Now since Buster's on, he wants to see what this relationship was all about. And the fact that there is that Buster is really kind of keeping that line, like he's remaining neutral and he's speaking his truth, I think that's going to really weigh quite well for the defense.
All right, Susan Constantine, always good to see you. Thank you so much.